already, my friends. So in my continued journey, whereby I am documenting every single thing I use AI for and large language models for in my business to streamline my content creation and make my life easier, today's video is all about how I use Claude to create a YouTube description and title. And I'm going to do another one as well, which will also be about how I then use the same transcript to create a blog for my website. But let's focus on the YouTube description stuff for now. Now, one thing I have got, aside from this video, I have got a transcript all cleaned up and exported that I will be using to inform Claude about what I actually want to create. And I also do have a tone of voice guide that I'm going to be using too. And if you want to know how to generate one of those for yourself, then go and watch one of my other videos which talks about exactly that. There's probably a way for me to link it in the description or whatever. So I'll do that too. So to start with, as any time that I'm using AI or a large language model, it's important to first kind of set the boundaries around what we want it to create. Now, when it comes to YouTube descriptions, I am not an expert. I do not know about what makes a good YouTube description. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask Claude to tell me. So, hey Claude. Don't know why I always speak to it in such a polite manner, but I do. Just a nice person. What can I say? Please can you tell me what makes a good YouTube description? And let's see what it says, shall we? And as you can see here, a good YouTube description serves several important purposes, summarizes the video content, includes relevant keywords, provides timestamps, optimizes for search, uses the first 2 to 3 lines effectively, engages viewers. Cool, right? This is interesting for me to read. Now, what I'm going to do, looking at this second point where it says include relevant keywords, I don't know what my keywords are going to be for my video transcript yet. And that's not something I necessarily want to leave up to chance, because I, human Becky, have a better understanding of who my audience are and who I'm trying to reach with my content. So I don't want AI to just kind of make a best guess here. So now I'm going to say, awesome, thanks. Can you take a look at the attached transcript, which I'll do in a second, and give me some suggestions for keywords it might use. My audience are generally looking for ways to speed up their content creation using AI. So that's just some more information that may or may not be useful for it. I'm then going to attach the old transcript from my video and hit enter. So let's go. Well, here's a whole bunch of them. And I love how it's already guessing ahead at what I might want. Would you like me to suggest how you might incorporate some of these into a YouTube description? Well, no, because I actually want it to do the whole thing for me. But I'm going to have a little look here. And I think I'm going to pick some based on, again, my knowledge. Content repurposing with AI, that's a good one. So yeah, actually what I'm going to do here is say, fab, thanks. Using the YouTube description, it can read typos, by the way. I just tend to correct them out of habit. Using the YouTube description parameters you gave at the beginning and focusing on the following keywords. And then in brackets, I'm now going to pick them. What did I say I liked? This something about repurposing, wasn't it? Content repurposing with AI. I'm going to use that one. Going to use I think I'm going to pick this AI generated tone of voice guide, but I think I'm actually just going to go with tone of voice guide because people might be interested in that generally and then come across my video and be like, oh, I can do it with AI and be surprised. So yeah, and again, it's just an example of how to apply your own logic and your own discernment to the results that it gives back to you. So that's what I'm going to do. What I'm also going to do is give it a reference about what my tone of voice sounds like, which is again something I created in the previous tutorial video that I recorded. So if you want to do this for yourself, go watch it. But here is a summary of my tone of voice. And then I'm just going to go over to where I've got that stored in my notes app. So I'm going to copy that here. Also just going to add use British English. But what I'm going to say is here's a summary of my tone of voice. Use British English. Please reference my tone of voice, but prioritize clarity over trying to make it sound too fancy or voicey. So what I'm basically saying here is like, yes, please do look at how I like to write, like please do take that into account. But because of everything that it said at the top, like, you know, one of the most important things about the YouTube description is that it summarizes the video content, that it includes keywords and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to compromise the searchability or the strength of its search-based things just to try and get in a little punchline or something, because that's what they're going to watch the video for. So yeah, I'm going to ask it to do that. Let's see what it now says. Here's a draft. Struggling to create content that sounds like you? In this video, I show you how to use AI to create a tone of voice guide, your secret weapon for consistent on-brand content. Learn how to repurpose your existing content with AI. Well, that's not true, is it? Create a personalized tone of voice guide. Use AI tools like Claude to speed up your writing process. And then it has pulled out some timestamps. So what I'm actually going to say here is, hey Claude, thanks for doing that. In the video, I don't specifically talk about repurposing your content with AI. It's more focused on, so I'm gonna actually, I don't need to say that. Please can you have another go and make sure the description aligns with the actual content referenced in the transcript. So let's now see what it comes back with. I apologize for the misalignment. You're right, and I appreciate you pointing that out. Let me create a more accurate description. Thanks, babe. Want AI generated content that actually sounds like you? In this video, I'll show you how to create a custom tone of voice guide using AI, perfect for speeding up your content creation process. What you'll learn, how to compile examples of your writing? Yes. Using Claude AI to analyze your content? Yes. Creating a comprehensive tone of voice guide? Yes. Tips for saving and using your guide with AI tools? Yes, that is all true. The next bit, the timestamps, I will double check that they are correct. I did actually save them elsewhere, so maybe I'll use that myself. Pro tip, save your tone of voice guide in your notes app for easy access when you're on the go. Yeah, cool, happy about that. Got questions about using AI for content creation? Chuck them in the comments. I think I literally say that in the video, so it's pulled that out. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical AI tips. And then it's got a little suggestion of some useful links that I might like to include. Perfect. We love it. I am a big fan of that. One thing I have noticed is that analyze, I believe we spell it differently here in the UK. I'm going to rewrite that myself. Like it's only 2 words. I'm going to rewrite that myself. I'm not going to get it to rewrite the whole thing, but I am now going to copy this. And for now, I'm actually just going to copy it into my notes app because I haven't finished uploading the video yet. Next up, I'm going to get it to help me do the title. Fantastic. Thanks. And I'm going to say, I don't need you to rewrite this, but please make sure you write in British English. Fabulous. And then I'm going to say, can you suggest some good YouTube titles for this video, please. Excellent. Love it. How to make AI write like you. Custom tone of voice guide tutorial. Big fan of that one, I think. Yeah, so I'm just like basically looking through and thinking which of these sounds most aligned with what I want to say. And I'm going to go with that one as my title. As a note, if it did this and you weren't happy and you're like, no, I'm not sure, none of them quite right, you could go back and say to Claude, hey Claude, actually, none of them are quite right. Can you actually focus on this specific angle and suggest 10 more for me? And you could continue to iterate until you got one that you were happy with. The final thing I'm going to do is, can you suggest what text I could use on the YouTube thumbnail? Please make it different from the title. Oh, so I need to tell it what title I'm going to use, and I'm going to say that. Great. I'm going to use number 2 and then get it to suggest thumbnail text for me. Excellent. So again, I could use one of these to be like AI that sounds like you. Again, you'll see like some of the suggestions aren't that great, but this is the point, right? We iterate together. But I think I quite like I like AI that sounds like you. I like that one. So I think I'm going to go with either that one or a variation on it. I'll see when I'm actually pulling everything together. But hopefully you can see how using Claude without me being an expert in YouTube, I was able to get it to tell me what the boundaries were and work within it. And obviously I know that I need text for the description. I know I need a title. I know I need text for thumbnail. But to be honest, if you're going to start on any platform, like ideally you should have a level of knowledge about what's needed. But if you weren't sure, let's say, for example, you know you want to start a podcast and you're not clear about like, yes, okay, I've recorded the episode, I've got a transcript of it, I'm not quite sure all the information I need. You could literally come into Claude and say, hey Claude, can you please tell me all of the different pieces of writing that I'm going to need to publish my podcast episode? And it will tell you. And then from there, you can go, great, let's create these together. Here's my transcript. Maybe I'll do a proper little walkthrough of that as well. But don't be scared of asking AI to give the initial boundaries. If you're not quite sure on what best practice is, then yeah, ask it to suggest it. Hope this helped. If you've got any questions, drop them below. Chuck them below. But yeah, until next time.